We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning.
All righty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here from the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in the gaming capital and the South Point Studios streaming network at YouTube. We welcome you to the show today, as well as all of the listeners here in town listening to us on our anchor radio station, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM, and all the other great platforms that we have, from our websites to the apps on your devices to podcasting, etc. We welcome you to the show today. Okay, well, we're in the middle of the week here as far as horse racing is concerned, and we're ramping it up for the weekend. Today is going to be kind of a special Thursday because we get a makeup day from one of the cancellations on the weekend at Santa Anita. So today's Santa Anita card looks like one of the weekend cards. So it's going to be a great day of racing over at Santa Anita as far as the wagering is concerned. We have 2 stakes races today at Santa Anita, and we'll get into those in just a little bit down the road. The Eddie Logan and the Robert J. Frankel stakes, which would have been held on the delayed day, the day that it was canceled and moved to today. So we got that going for Santa Anita anyhow. And of course, all of the other tracks that are on our menu today. So we welcome you to the show. We have our handicappers, Jonathan Hardoon, with us today, Rich Eng. Now, there's the college football playoffs game, one of those games tonight, the elimination game between Miami and Ole Miss. And we'll get a thought about that from Rich Eng as well as a horse pick. And, of course, John Lendo will be with us from Southern California for Santa Anita today. And Jerry J., he'll have his selections for us. Obviously, Aqueduct not running today, but Santa Anita is, and we'll get a play or two out of Jerry for Santa Anita. And I want to remind everybody, too, that yesterday, one of our handicappers, the Turfway Park race, the horse was scratched later on in the day. So if you got that ticket, make sure you get the refund today. All right. New ADW coming up, and that is there's a global tote and Monmouth Park are getting together to institute a new betting platform, an ADW there, and it's called ToteMonmouthBets.com. And they say it's supposed to be a very much updated, more technology, more information for you on that site. So kind of interested to see what they got up their sleeve there in competition to the other ones that are already out there. And that's they're going to launch that. Some states already have it, but they're going to launch in a bigger way later on. Laurel Park will begin their racing season for this year tomorrow on Friday. They've been racing there, they said, 115 years. They put out their press release, 115 years at Laurel. And with the, remodeling and reconstruction out at Pimlico, where they're going to build a new grandstand, et cetera, there, Laurel Park may have its days numbered, and we'll wait and see about that. But they're going to start racing tomorrow at Laurel Park, so keep that in mind. Some horses that are, the racing dates have been set for them next. Rattle and Roll, who won the Tinsel Stakes at Oaklawn Park in his last start about, a couple of weeks ago. Rattle and Roll is going to go to the Saudi Cup. And that, of course, the Saudi Cup is on February 14th. So Rattle and Roll is on his way to his next start in the Saudi Cup in Saudi Arabia, obviously. Trainer Mark Casse, what a stable of horses this guy's had. And you heard from Jonathan Hardoon how Mark Casse was really hot there at Oaklawn Park. And all I can say is he's got his horses that are ready when the Oaklawn Park starts its meet again on the 30th. He said that Nitrogen, which is part of the finalist for an Eclipse Award, is going to next start in the Aziri Stakes at Oaklawn Park on March the 7th. So she's getting a little time off, but she's going to be back on March 7th. He's aiming for the Aziri Stakes at Oaklawn. Also at Oaklawn, Lacara. You remember Lacara. She was a formidable runner in her division last year, and she's back in training, and she is pointing towards either the Bayakoa or the Houston Ladies Classic. Now, the Bayakoa is on the 7th of February, and the Houston Ladies Classic comes up in a couple of weeks on the 24th of this month, so we'll wait and see about that. Mark Casse also has some 3-year-olds that are pointing on its way on the Kentucky Derby Trail. The Southwest winner, Strategic Risk, and Silent Tactic. Remember, they finished first and second in the Southwest. He trains them both. And he said their next starts are going to be in the, I do believe they're going to go in the next race in the series of the 3-year-old races leading up to the Arkansas Derby at Oaklawn Park. And Counting Stars and Search Party, his 2 fillies, will be going next in the Martha Washington. So he's loaded for bear there, Mark Casse, when the Oaklawn Parks meet starts again. Frankie Dettori. You remember he said he was going to retire, but he wanted to do his farewell tour across the world. Well, Dettori won a race in Uruguay on his farewell tour. And before that, he rode in Buenos Aires and won a race there last month. So he won the race in Uruguay, I guess, a couple of days ago. And his next stop's going to be in Brazil. So he's making his way around the world in his farewell tour. And when he finally hangs up his tack as a jockey, he will still be in horse racing. And when he retires there, his new post is going to be the ambassador, the global brand ambassador for Ammo Racing. So Frankie Dettori will still be out there. And, of course, after that win in Uruguay, he made his famous dismount, jumping out of the saddle to the ground there in Uruguay to a rousing round of applause there. So Frankie Dettori on his world tour yet. And Banishing will join the invitees now to the Pegasus World Cup coming up on the 24th of January, which is, what's today? Today's already the 8th, so we've got about a little over 2 weeks to go there for the Pegasus World Cup. Banishing is going to join the field of invitees, and we'll wait and see if they decide to go ahead and enter in the Pegasus World Cup, but he is now invited to that race. So there you have it. All right, Jonathan Ardune's back, Rich Yang, John Lino, Jerry J, and, of course, you and the racing menu. All that stuff is coming up. And we're going to take our first break early today, and we'll be right back as we continue with our Thursday Race Day Las Vegas radio program. Don't go away.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Now we take a look at the weather. Here in Las Vegas, we have a lot of cloud cover over us right now. Now, it's 44 degrees out here, and we're only going to get up to 54, so there's going to be a 10-degree difference between the low and the high today. That's because of all of the overcast clouds out there. And they say we might have some rain sometime this morning into this afternoon, and then it's going to clear out because in Southern California, everything is finally cleared out there. So that's good news there. The big weather conditions is right over the center of our country, right over Oklahoma, and you've got Oklahoma, parts of Arkansas, Missouri, etc., and Nebraska. It's really bad. They got a lot of rain going there, and it seems like it's going to make its way through to the East Coast maybe later on this week. But as far as the weather conditions today, that is where all the nucleus of the bad weather is. And as far as the East Coast, it's just, cold. As far as the temperatures are concerned, as I say, we're going to get up to 54 degrees today here in Las Vegas. As far as the rest of the country is concerned, Miami, 80, Tampa Bay, 82. You got New York at 51. And, of course, Chicago. Little rain going on there at 54. That's part of that system that's hovering over the middle of the country. And Los Angeles, 62 degrees, so it should be nice in L.A. Sunny and 62 for a great day of racing at Santa Anita. So on this Thursday, we get a weekend card with some stakes races at Santa Anita and great racing weather to boot. So it's going to be really nice today racing out at Santa Anita. And as far as Phoenix, Arizona, 59 degrees there. So maybe a little bit of showers there as well, the same showers that may hit us in a few hours here in Las Vegas. Yes, you know it. The Hottest spot in the nation is still Brownsville, Texas. But at least it's really windy down there today, okay? In any case. So that's the weather conditions as far as around the country. Now we'll get started with your racing menu. Reminding you, as we always do, that the first post times we broadcast on this racing menu each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone. So if you're here in Las Vegas, you're going to come on out to the race book here where it's always fast, firm, and perfect. These will be the first post times that roll out in the book. If you're listening in the Pacific time zone as well, no problem. However, all of you listening from all of those time zones around the world, just tweak from the Pacific time zone or to the Pacific time zone from your time zone, and then you'll get it right and you won't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad, okay? We begin today with Gulfstream Park. Gulfstream Park now, remember I said the carryover yesterday? That's still intact today because they didn't run yesterday at Gulfstream. I forgot. They canceled the Wednesday racing now at the championship meeting. So today, Thursday, as they begin another week of racing at Gulfstream Park, the Rainbow Pick 6 Jackpot Carryover is still $303,613. $303,613 in the Rainbow Pick 6 carryover at Gulfstream Park. They also have a Super High 5 carryover today of $28,543. That's a Super High 5 carryover there. Gulfstream has 10 races today, and their first post time is at 9:20 Pacific time at Gulfstream. The Fairgrounds in Nolens, they're up next. They have 10 races today, and the Fairgrounds has a first post time of 10:45. Their regular Pick 6 carryover at the Fairgrounds stands at $2,496. $2,496 in a regular Pick 6 carryover at Fairgrounds. 10 races today there, and a first post time of 10:45. 10:45 at the Fairgrounds. Turf Paradise. Turf Paradise in Phoenix, Arizona has a Pick 6 jackpot carryover of $2,743. $2,743 in the Pick 6 carryover at Turf Paradise. It is also a jackpot, a Pick 6 jackpot there. First two races will be quarter horse races. Races 3 through 8 will be thoroughbreds, 8 races overall, and a first post time at Turf Paradise sitting at 12:15. 12:15 is the first post at Turf Paradise today. Then we get to Santa Anita on a Makeup Thursday. Santa Anita's first post time today is 1 o'clock this afternoon. 9 races, a couple of nice stakes races today at Santa Anita. The first one will be the third race on the card, the Eddie Logan, at 1 mile on the turf for 3-year-olds. A field of 7 goes here, and the 7-5 favorite there is stark contrast with the Kazuchi Camaro aboard. All right, 7 go in the Eddie Logan third race on the card. Then we move to the 7th race, the Grade 3 Robert J. Frankel Stakes at 1 1/8 on the turf for fillies and mares 4-year-olds and up. A field of 8 before scratches there. And the 9-5 favorite is Public Assembly. Public Assembly, 9-5 with Umberto Rispoli. A close second choice at 2-1 on the morning line is Paradise Lake with Juan Hernandez. Again, 8 go in the Robert J. Frankel, the 7th race on the card. You have 9 races overall today at Santa Anita. And a first post time at Santa Anita today is at 1 o'clock for the Makeup Thursday card. All right. Delta Downs is next. Delta Downs has 8 races, and their first post time is at 2:45. 2:45 at Delta Downs. Then we go to Turfway Park. Turfway Park has a couple of carryovers. Well, actually, they only have one carryover there, but it's a big one. The Pick 6 Jackpot carryover, $72,507. $72,507 in the Pick 6 Jackpot carryover at Turfway Park. First post time for 9 races is set at 2:55. And then Charlestown will come in a little bit later on. Pick 6 Jackpot there, $8,270. Here in Las Vegas, there is not, people were misinterpreting. There was a couple of racetracks that were not available for wagering yesterday on our menu here in Las Vegas, here in Nevada. And they were labeling it as a contract dispute. It's not a contract dispute. The legal people here in the Gaming Control Board have to go over line by line of every new contract that comes out before they give the approval to go ahead and start accepting wagering on it, okay? Simply put, they didn't get to all of those contracts. I guess they were off over the holiday. Whatever the case may be, the new contracts that kicked in on the first of the year, they were going over those contracts yesterday, and it was they just didn't have enough time to approve that. We're expecting the approvals in any minute and any day. So for those of you listening to any of the tracks that we put on the menu here, if we have deleted some and or there are some on there that you can't bet here in Nevada right now, that's the reason. But we have listeners, of course, all over the country, all over the world. So we tend to put even the ones that may not be available today on the menu anyhow. However, it is nothing more than a clerical situation. They just got to get it and read over and all that good stuff. Okay? Let's go out to Jonathan Hardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. One thing, you said post time at Santa Anita was 1 o'clock. I'm seeing 12 o'clock all over, so
really?
wrong.
Okay, so then they misinformed us on that.
Yeah. Sean could check it out because I'm seeing 12 o'clock.
Okay, then the sheet was wrong that they gave us. Good.
Yeah, well, you don't want people to get to 1 o'clock and miss 3 races. Ralph told me.
Yeah, that's right, and I'd be blamed for it, and it's rightfully so. I said 1 o'clock. It's actually 12 high noon, and that's why you're there and all our other people are there out there, because I go by the literature and the information they supply to us, and sometimes it's wrong, and it was wrong. So it's 12 high noon. 12 high noon today at Santa Anita. Yeah, you don't want to miss any of those races because the first race is a very competitive race, I thought.
Yeah, and you have the early pick 5, and you're right, Ralph. You're getting a Saturday card on a Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, it's kind of going to be fun. By the way, because Gulfstream Park is running today, they also have that coast-to-coast pick 5. You know, and
the Sunset 6. Sunset 6 is the last 3 races at each track. It's a pick 6. It's a $1 bet. Not too popular yet, but maybe it'll catch on.
I think maybe, first of all, people are, it's like your head on a swivel stick with all these special pools that you have. And I think, people have to kind of know they can't bet them all, that they should look at the races that encompass these particular bets. And if they like those races, then that's where they ought to, make their extra bet on.
You're right. You have so many opportunities. You might as well pick what you're most comfortable playing. Just because it says pick 5 doesn't mean you have to play. You have 15 other pick 5s you can play throughout the country during the day. So
now today's coast-to-coast pick 5, in case folks are interested, is the 7th at Gulfstream, the 2nd and 3rd races at Santa Anita, the 10th at Gulfstream, and then the 5th race at Santa Anita. That'll be the sequence for the coast-to-coast pick 5. And our handicapper John Lindo's got a coast-to-coast pick 5 suggestion on his sheet today for that as well. So, but what do you think that Sunset 6 is worth offering?
They used to only have the pick 5, the coast-to-coast pick 5, and that was actually pretty popular. They were getting big money in the pools, but this year, you had all the cancellations and everything breaking up, so they've yet to be in a rhythm where they could, really see how good it is. I would give it a chance before I gave up on it.
Okay, good enough there. And of course, you still have all of those bets at Santa Anita. You got the $3 late pick 3 and the $5 late
$5 double
and all that.
Yeah, and the alt surf pick 3 and blah blah blah. And sometimes less is more, Ralph.
Well, but the thing about it is less is more. It's our decision. We can make less is more amongst ourselves. So they're just offering it out there.
Do, I'm sure.
Yeah,
right.
They're just offering out there. Anyhow, no racing today at Aqueduct, the Big A, huh?
No, they're down to 3 days a week, I guess, for a while. This year they reduced the racing dates by, I think, over 20 racing days. So I guess they're going to make them up like in the summer at Saratoga and go extra days. And I don't know. It's not good, but it is what it is.
Jonathan, you correctly noted that Mark Cassey is really hot right now. I forgot, was he at 50% at what track was it that you said he was?
At Oakland, he was killing them at Oakland.
Yeah.
It was close to 50%. But he's hot all over the country, to be honest with you. But it was especially at Oakland. He was really, limited starters, but an unbelievable percentage.
And he's got all those horses that are ready to come back at Oakland in stakes races that I mentioned at the top of the show. And so it looks like he's going to give him a run for Steve Asmussen, maybe for a run for the leading trainer there. You never know.
Well, I'm sure he wasn't happy about the month off. You know, when you're hitting the ball and everything's going in and you're on a roll, the worst thing you want is time off. And they gave him time off. You know, they gave everyone time off. They closed down for over 3 weeks. So I'm sure he wasn't happy about the pause.
Well, now we'll have John Lindo on a little bit later on in the show to tell us what they were doing with the racetrack at Santa Anita during all this off time and this bad weather that went through there. But as a handicapper, you're sitting there today saying, okay, Santa Anita, we all recognize Santa Anita is probably the premier card on today's Thursday show because it's a weekend card. And looking at the card, it is really going to be a lot of good fun betting today and a possibility of getting some nice prices. But how would you handle coming back off of that much of a layoff and all of that water, et cetera, for handicapping at the track? Would you just use the same principles?
The problem is a lot of horses missed training. You know, the track was closed, horses couldn't train, but everyone was basically up against the same thing for the most part. But you'll get a good read, Ralph, because they're going to be trainers that were either, like you were talking about the other day when they jogged in the barn, you know, 2-minute lifts or whatever you wanted. Mm-hmm. So everyone handled it differently. And the guys that come out swinging, you'll know that they were doing the right thing, not even the right thing. They were making sure to get somehow works into those horses.
Yeah, that I'm sure the shed rows and some of those empty barns were really active over the day with a lot of rain going on. But we'll wait and see about that. Taking a look at today's card, I want to take just a quick look at both of the stakes races today before we get selections from you. But the first one is the Eddie Logan at a mile on the turf for 3-year-olds. It's the third race on the card. 7 are entered before any scratches, and Stark Contracts 7-5 on the morning line. And you've got the other Plutarch as the 2-to-1 second choice in the race. Yeah.
Well, Star Contrast is coming off of a layoff since last October, and it looks like a 2-horse race on the figures. Star Contrast ran very well as a 2-year-old on the grass at Santa Anita, and he's 2 for 4 lifetime. And Pultrack, I think, finally graduated last time out with Pratt, but this is an improving horse for Baffert. Unfortunately, they're the first 2 choices, but they look to be better than the rest of them.
Now, Plutarch, which is at 2-to-1 on the morning line, you say is a Baffert training. Baffert is not prominent with the horses on the turf, but yet this one looks like it may be one of those.
Yeah, every year he has a couple of horses that he tries on the grass. Listen, he has so many horses on the dirt. It would be nice if he found out some of them could handle the turf, because this way they don't have to run up against each other.
Right.
So.
Okay, so we might have a lock 'em up exacta there with the 2 favorites in the Eddie Logan. Later on, at a mile and 1/8 on the turf for fillies and mares 4-year-olds and up, it's the Robert J. Frankel Stakes, named after one of the great trainers of the past. This Grade 3 at a mile and 1/8 on that turf, seat 8 before any scratches. And again, we have 2 horses vying for favoritism. Morning line favorite at 9-5 is Public Assembly with Umberto Rispoli. And the second choice is Paradise Lake at 2-to-1 with Juan Hernandez.
Yeah, and I'm against both of those favorites, Ralph. I think they're vulnerable. I think this is a terrific betting race. There's a lot of value in this race. You have Willa T, the 2-horse, who's 8-to-1 on the morning line. The 4-horse Hannah Buckle, 10-to-1 on the morning line. These are live horses in this spot. And the horse that I'm going to be king is the 6-horse Son of Hill, and she's 12-to-1 on the morning line. So I think there's plenty of juice in this race, and I would avoid the favorites, I think, for sure 2, 4, and 6, and anyone else you want. But I was leaning towards the 6 at 12-to-1.
Well, now, and that is, of course, part of, that's the beginning of the $3 late pick 3 and part of the late pick 4 and pick 5 at Santa Anita. And Son of Hill, 12-to-1 on the morning line. Wow, that's a nice one there, Jonathan. You mentioned the fact of how wide open this race is, but when you get to wide open races, you always look for jockeys who know how to handle that course. And I always look for Hector Barrios first, and Hector is riding the 2-horse Willa T.
Well, there you go. And it's first time he hasn't been on this horse, so that first time Berrios on grass certainly can move the horse up. And she goes actually for her fourth straight win.
Wow. Okay. Well, like I said, it's going to be really interesting, a lot of fun. I think for a Thursday, a kickback Thursday is going to be like a weekend at Santa Anita. What do you got for picks for us today?
Okay, we added a new track to the menu since Oakland closed, and I added Fairgrounds, Ralph. And I like the seventh race today. It's scheduled for a mile on the turf. I assume they're on the grass. This selection is for turf only, and I like the number 4 horse in here, Mardi Gras Empire, 4-year-old gelding from the Jade Gellner barn. Marcelino Pedroza board to ride, 8-1 on the morning line. 3 career starts, each race better than the previous one. I like number 4, Mardi Gras Empire, to upset win today's 7th race out at the fair.
Well, now, isn't that a hunch bet in New Orleans? Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras Empire, which, by the way, New Orleans is. It's the Mardi Gras Empire, that's for sure. So in the 7th race, number 4, Mardi Gras Empire, Marcelino Pedroza aboard there at 8-1 on the morning line. 7th race at the fairgrounds. Number 4, Mardi Gras Empire is your play there. And yes, when Oak Lawn Park returns on the 30th of the month, will you keep Fairgrounds as a track you're covering?
I don't know. If we're doing good at Fairgrounds, I don't need to go back to Oakland because that's the hardest track in the world to handicap. It really is.
There are many more variables that go on to your handicapping at Oak Lawn Park, that's for sure. But again, if you connect those dots, boy, the payoffs are great. Yeah. All right. Well, you got to have a pick for us at the Santa Anita track today.
I do, Ralph, and I really like a horse in the second race. Number 1, Contrary Chieftain. This is a real interesting play here. Trainer Liberato Baracchio reclaimed this horse last time out, but the interesting thing about this horse is he had this horse earlier this year. He had him for 4 races, one of them on the grass where he didn't run well. Throw that race out. The other 3 dirt races, any one of them is good enough to win this race. He's listed at a ridiculous 8-1 on the morning line. He claimed him for 5. He runs him back for 16. So that's certainly positive news. Kyle Frey rides, breaking from the inside. Number 1, Contrary Chieftain, upsets and wins today's second race out at Santa Anita.
All right, for Mr. Baracchio in the second race, number 1, Contrary Chieftain. Contrary Chieftain is your Chieftain. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Maybe you're right.
Well, it probably is. There's
one horse in the second race at Santa Anita.
Yes, I have a mark over most of the name of the horse, so we'll go with you. In the second race, the 1, Contrary Chieftain, 8-1 on the morning line with Kyle Frey aboard. Nice little pick there at a mile in the second race, the 1 horse. You can get the rest of what Jonathan has to offer today, especially at Santa Anita, and of course, Fairgrounds as well, and Gulfstream. And where can they get it?
All right. JONHARDOON.com. Thank you, Ralphie.
And isn't it nice, Jonathan, that we went through almost a week with no soapbox yet?
There was nothing to talk about. We'll get it, though. Don't worry. As soon as they step out of line, Ralph, we're sitting here waiting to pounce.
Okay. You got it, Jonathan. Thanks a lot, my man.
Thank you, Ralph.
All right. We're going to come back with Rich Eng. There is a college football playoff game tonight, and it could be a doozy, along with a pick for the horses at Santa Anita as well. So don't go away. Richie's next.
Thank you, buddy. There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans. Everybody knows where the money's going. Every single dollar. God bless you. Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
Are you ready to lock in your bets and cash in on the games this weekend? Get weekly football winners from Alex White, Chris Andrews, and Vinny Magliulo.
I did take the dog 3.5.
I'm going to stay with the culture. That's definitely going to be one of my plays.
If the Bears have turned the corner, they have to take care of business in this game.
Yes.
Tune in for behind-the-book perspectives you won't find anywhere else.
If you're looking to bet the under, you're going to get a better number.
The wise guys are certainly not going to play the favorites.
I know if it hits 7, don't blink. Maybe that's what bettors are waiting for.
Every NFL matchup, every college game that matters, the spreads, the stats, and the smart money plays.
Is there a way to bet against both teams?
Get your winning edge with Football Frenzy, streaming on YouTube every Friday at noon Pacific.
Okay, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Time to go out to Rich Eng standing by, and I'm sure Richie has a thought or two about the game tonight. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Well, the college football playoffs continue tonight with one game, and the matchup looks like it could be a real doozy there. And that is, of course, Miami, the Florida team, against Ole Miss, Mississippi. And of course, the winner goes home, and the winner moves on, and the loser goes home. So, how do you see this game?
Well, the 4 teams that are left, Ralph, the other game is the Peach Bowl tomorrow night. It's Oregon and Indiana and Atlanta, Georgia. This game will be in Arizona and Glendale. But it's really a fabulous 4 when you think about it. I mean, the point spreads are nice and tight, which means that the handicappers and the bookmakers think they're going to both be competitive games. The line right now that I see on the Miami of Florida and Ole Miss, Miami of Florida is favored by 3.5 points. Of the games that I handicapped and watched, of the games from last week, I was most impressed by Miami of Florida. I think I mentioned it on the show that I was really surprised to see Miami of Florida dominate the line of scrimmage, offense and defense against a very good Ohio State football team. I mean, they just were able to run the ball. The kid Frazier had over 100 yards. The quarterback, Carson Beck, basically was the check down king, Ralph. He was more than happy to take the 5, 6, 8 yard completions to move the chains. The Miami of Florida dominated the time of possession, and they upset Ohio State. Ole Miss played very well against Georgia, and I think the kid who really highlighted the game was the quarterback Trinidad Chambliss. But the thing that he did that I don't know if he's going to be able to do against Miami of Florida, he was able to get out of the pocket constantly and throw on the run. Some of his scrambles were unbelievable. I think Miami of Florida will try to keep him as a pocket quarterback. I like Miami of Florida to dominate the line of scrimmage again and beat Ole Miss. -3.5, Miami of Florida.
Okay, yes, that quarterback of Ole Miss, when in that game last week, it was he looked like a Pac-Man out there, going zip, zip, zipping all around and everything. It was really amazing. Much more scrambling than you would get from a scrambling quarterback. I mean, he was unbelievable the way he was doing it. But in any case, as you say, he may not be able to extract himself out of a collapsing pocket with the Miami Florida's defense and offensive line. So you like the Miami Florida team to move on to the championship, -3.5. The over-under total is at 52. That's quite a bit of points if you think that they're going to limit Ole Miss's quarterback to staying in the pocket.
Well, Miami of Florida, I think, would want a lower score, more of a time of possession, grinded out game. And, for football fans our age, Ralph, you and me, and some of the listeners out there and the viewers, you should watch footage of Fran Tarkenton when he was playing for the Minnesota Vikings back in the 60s. That's what Trinidad Chambliss looked like, scrambling around and avoiding all the defensive linemen. But I think Miami knows what they're up against and will try to keep them contained in the pocket. I think that'll be something to watch. And as I say, Miami of Florida will try to run the football and control the time of possession.
All right. So that's tonight's game. And, of course, tomorrow when we have you on the show, we'll be talking about Indiana and Oregon. Indiana, of course, is the overwhelming favorite to win this whole thing. We'll wait and see if we can get by Oregon. But for tonight, Miami over Mississippi. You think Miami's going to be one half of the final. Now let's get to Santa Anita today. A kind of fun card, a weekend card for a Thursday, man.
This is a really good card, Ralph. When I handicapped it last night and produced my sheet, as you just said, it looked like a Saturday card on a Thursday. It's really, really a good card to bet into. Worth taking the rubber band off and having some fun with it. And I think it'll dominate the handle for the day compared to some of the other tracks. I look at the other tracks too. To come up with simulcast plays. But some of the other tracks are kind of slim today, Ralph. Santa Anita is going to be absolutely a dominant signal.
Okay, you got a pick?
Yeah, race 6. This is a single in my horizontals. Number 9, Tommy Norris. Last time this horse ran was in the King Gloria Stakes. Was 25-1. Did a classic pop and stop, but drops back to maiden special weight. This horse probably won't get 5-2, but I'll tell you what, this is a single for me in all the horizontals. The 9, Tommy Norris in the 6th.
All right, 6th race, a maiden race for 3-year-olds at 6 furlongs. You like the 9, Tommy Norris. The 9 with Edwin Maldonado aboard at 5-2 on the morning line. But it's a singleton to you in the 6th race, number 9, Tommy Norris. And you have a full sheet today for Santa Anita at the RacedayLasVegas.com websites. And yes, Richie, it looks like a Saturday card because it was a Saturday card. It was a weekend card. And so today's the makeup day, and then we're going to have a lot of fun with that. Hey, thanks a lot, my man. Enjoy the game tonight, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. Good luck, everybody.
Okay. We're going to go to our final break, and when we come back, you know the closing act, John and Jerry. John Lendo's up next. Don't go away.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this Thursday. We got a lot of sharp chatters in our chat box. Several of them were trying to notify me that first post time at Santa Anita is at noon, and it is. It is. So the sheet here at the South Point is wrong. It's not 1 o'clock. It's actually 12 noon, and we want to make sure you're there ahead of time and get those first races because the first race is very competitive. So it is 12 noon at Santa Anita. And if you want to chat on the chat box to enjoy chatting with other people on the chat box, you can do that on our site at the South Point Streaming, the race day page. And if you haven't chatted already, well, it's easy to chat there. You just hit subscribe. Subscription is free. And then you can get started with chatting away. A lot of good chatting going on each day there during the race day show. Also want to remind you that, Richie likes the Miami team tonight, but what do our experts at the Sports by the Book have to say? Well, they're on this morning at 10 o'clock, Sports by the Book. We'll cover that game and everything else in the betting world on sports today. And it's right here at the South Point Streaming Network as well, Sports by the Book at 10 a.m. this morning. With the great handicappers we have here at the South Point. Now let's go to another handicapper whose materials here at the South Point. This for horse racing, John Lindo. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, my man. I hope the weather back there is just beautiful today.
Gonna have sun, no rain in the forecast for Thursday through Sunday. So finally, we'll kind of get going on a regular schedule. It's been a while in Southern California. Looking forward to it. I don't have any track conditions yet. I'm sure we'll be fast on the main track. I'm going to guess the turf course will be good or firm, but it's been so long. I honestly don't know.
Okay, well, we'll keep a sharp eye on the first couple of races. The first turf race comes as the first two of the stakes races today. The Eddie Logan on the third race at a mile on the turf. It looks like the two favorites are going to vie for the win.
It's a good group of horses. You have Stark Contrast, who ran so well in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf, and Plutarch's been a little bit of a head case, kind of getting habits of lugging in and doing this and that. But he finally put it together last time for trainer Bob Baffert. And if he runs two in a row like that, that was going a mile and 8. He's got to cut back to the flat mile, and I got a Calvert in there, unrivaled time, and he's a nice horse as well. It's a good group, but as far as experience at this point, this early in the year, the race goes through Stark Contrast.
And remember that you said the last race was in the Breeders' Cup, the juvenile races there. Remember, all these horses were 2-year-olds not too many weeks ago. Their universal birthday was on the 1st of the year. Therefore, they are now 3-year-olds. So keep that in mind as well. The second half of the two stakes races today is the Robert J. Frankel, of course, named after one of the great trainers of our time. Mile and 1/8 on the turf for fillies and mares 4-year-olds and up. And it looks like the two favorites, Public Assembly and Paradise Lake, heads up this field as well.
Yeah, they're the ones to beat. And to be honest, as far as this race goes, the track condition, turf condition, will have more of an impact on this race than any other on the card. The horse that John Hardoon likes, Son of Hill, she likes a little give in the turf. There should be some in that turf course today, so that'll help her. I think Paradise Lake will really enjoy cutting back from a mile and 3 race at Del Mar to the mile and 8 at Santa Anita. She's won twice of the distance already, and this is going to hit her right between the eyes. And from the post 1 Public Assembly, ought to fall into a good stocking trip. Now, she's not a filly that wins a lot, so she's kind of hard to trust.
Mm-hmm.
But she ought to get a good trip in here, and she comes off a good effort last time, so she's definitely a contender.
Two horses that I'm looking at that have a little price to them, and one is Willa T at 8-1 with Hector Barrios aboard, and the other one, Starry Night, 15-1 with Ricky Gonzalez aboard. I'm looking at these horses maybe to spice up the exotics of the exacting trifecta.
Yeah, like I said, this is going to be a race where the pace is going to be slow, and you have a filly like Starry Night that should be close up. She ought to get a good trip. Willa T is her confidence is an all-time high. She's rattled off a few wins in a row, working her way up the class level. Now, this is a big jump in class going into a graded stake today, but she doesn't know it. So, we'll see if she can transfer that form and move up another notch.
Well, John, it hasn't been too long of racing days that we've had at Santa Anita, but out of those racing days, as we go into today's card, what's the jock trainer standings look like?
Yeah, we've only had 3 days, so it's a real bunched up group. As far as the jockeys go, a 4-way tie for the lead. Juan Hernandez, Flavian Pratt, who was here over a couple days to start the meet, Mirko De Muro, and Umberto Rispoli. They've all got 3 wins. And as far as the trainers go, Bob Baffert won 3 stakes opening day, and George Papadromo, who's off to a good start, they've each got 3 wins. And then you've got a group of 6 trainers that have 2. So they're just sorting themselves out to begin the meet.
Just starting out. However, in the short amount of time that we've had, favorites?
14 out of 28 races run so far, won by the favorites, Ralph. 50% to start the meet. And, with a lot of those graded stakes races early in the meet here, you've seen the favorites do pretty well. When Bob Baffert wins a lot of races, the favorites are doing well.
Wow, 50% though. But that's a small teasing type of sampling. We'll get it right around where it should be soon, I hope. Anyhow, John, you got your Linda Report available right now for today at Santa Anita, right here at the South Point Racebook, and it's free of charge exclusively here and only here in Las Vegas at the South Point Racebook, complimentary to the players because they love horse players here. And, John, what do we got for a pick today?
We'll go to race number 4 at Santa Anita, Ralph. In the 4th race, a first-time starter, number 3, Lady Detective, did most of her prep work down at San Luis Rey Downs, but she caught the eye. She worked really well out of the gate at Santa Anita, and her one work there. She looks like she's sitting on go, and some of these have not looked that good in the morning. You're going to have a favorite from the Bob Baffert barn on the outside, French Blue. She's trained okay, but she's going to be underlaid. At 6-1 on the morning line, number 3, Lady Detective, is the value of the race. So that's, again, race 4, Santa Anita, number 3, Lady Detective for me at Santa Anita.
Okay, in the 4th race today at Santa Anita, you like the 3, Lady Detective, off of her work in the morning, the 3 in the 4th race. And that, don't forget, the entire Lender Report is available right now here at the South Point. That includes a suggestion today, a layout of a suggestion today in the coast-to-coast Pick 5 between Gulfstream and Santa Anita. So get that as well. All on one comprehensive Lender Report here at the South Point. Well, John, keep the weather going good, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing some racing in Southern California. It'll be fun today, Ralph.
It'll be a lot. It'll be like a celebration of a holiday today. Thanks a lot, John.
Finally. All right, go get him.
All right, you got him, my man. Now we're going to go to Jerry Jackowitz standing by. I guess he's.
Good morning, Ralph.
That's posthumously wearing the Giants hat. They're not in the playoffs, Jerry. They're gone for the year.
No, they are. They're in the Harbaugh playoffs.
Oh, I see. Yeah, what do we got?
But in this case, and I don't have my Raiders hat, I could win. I have 2 chances to win because.
So you're looking for Harbaugh. You're looking for Harbaugh to land either at the Giants or the Raiders.
You bet.
Okay. All right.
He's a really good coach, and in a new, sometimes you need a new setting, a new environment to reset, and I think either one would be very good for Harbaugh.
Yeah, and there's plenty of
My recommendation to him is Giants or Raiders, either one.
Okay, you got it, Jerry. And of course, there's plenty of job opportunities out there for the NFL. What do we got? 7 coaches that were fired, so plenty of room for Mr. Harbaugh to land somewhere. That's for sure. And maybe, maybe it would be a good fit for the Raiders. We'll wait.
By the way, Brady came out this morning and said, we got to get him in here immediately. So,
I see. Okay.
And the Giants are doing the same. He's like the number 1 choice for both.
And just to get a footnote to what you said, Tom Brady, of course, a minority owner now of the Raiders, and they have designated him to help look out and search for the coach and the coaching staff. So,
I think he's a minority owner with a majority voice.
I think you could be right there, my man. And
who's going to go against him? Who's going to argue with him?
That's right, exactly. You ain't going to argue with the GOAT. All right. Well, you have a Santa Anita sheet today, the Jerry J's Power Paid sheet available today for Santa Anita. What are we doing for a pick, man?
I'm going to give you 1.5 plays today.
Okay.
Let's go to the first for our first play. We have number 2, French Moonlight, moving from a difficult outside post position where she raced very well now to a nice inside post position. That advantage alone might make her a good bet at 2-1 or better.
Okay.
So we've got 3-1, so there's a little room in there to maybe make a little profit.
So wait. Okay, go ahead. Give me the link ups. Go ahead.
Race 1. And you'll notice Haramia's up, so he's a pretty aggressive guy, so I like that. The 2 over the 1-3-5-7, reverse 1-3-5-7 over the 2. But I'm really more interested in this as like a win bet type of thing because it's the exactness could be a little harder to figure. So.
Okay, now Jerry, 3-1 on the morning line. What's your cutoff point?
2-1.
2-1 is your cutoff point on this. But if it stays 2-1 or higher, it's a go. The win bet on the 2. The link ups, Jerry suggests 1, 3, 5, and 7 and reverse. But if you like another horse in the race, put them in the exacta, as Jerry says. It's pretty wide open. All right, what's your half a bet now?
What's the half? Okay, well, first of all, John's terrific with his first-time starters, always has been.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes up with the Lady Detective in the 4th.
Yeah.
I have 2 star horses in the 4th.
Okay.
I'm going to make an exacta box. John's star horse and my John's pick and my 2 star horses, one of which is my top-rated star horse.
Okay. Is that a tease or are you going to give us the horses?
Yes.
Oh, it's a tease.
Yes.
Okay, it's a tease. You're right. He has 2 star horses there. So here's the deal. John likes the 3 in the race, in the 4th race, but Jerry does have 2 star horses with nice prices attached to them, too. And those 2 star horses in the 4th race. So you're going to box your 2 star horses with his in a 3-way box, right?
Correct. Exactly. Okay. I'm going to make an exacta box.
Exacta box. want to remind everybody that in addition to that, you have Star Horses and other races as well, and several pop-out keys as well, and a V-Horse, too, that happens in the featured Bobby Robert Frankel race. So get the Jerry J's Power Pages right now at jerryjspowerpage.com. All right, let's get out and enjoy that holiday type of card at Santa Anita. But in the meantime, until tomorrow, Jerry has one more thing to say.
Have a great race day, everybody.